Hey, what's up? This is Todd Smith, and I'm back with another video. In this video, I want to drop my 1 week experience with the MC-707. I've had this groove box for about a week now. I've done a few live jams on it on this channel already. I've obviously explored it a little bit off camera and spent some time digging into the guts of the machine, and I feel I can give you a proper 1 week overview and how I feel about it, my experiences with it. As always, this is 100% opinion, personal experience. Mileage may vary. What I feel and what I experience with machines might be different to you. Now, the MC-707, it's built very firm. The weight is really great for the size. I feel it feels about the same weight as the Korg Op-6, maybe even a little bit heavier in its smaller form factor. So it's got a little bit of weight for it, for modern gear. Nothing's really heavy these days. At least when you compare it to the old synthesizers of the past, which had massive weight. It has really firm knobs and really firm sliders. All your pads, all your buttons, all your rotating knobs feel amazing. You have tons of options under the hood to make this thing 100% customizable when it comes down to the knobs up top, when it comes down to your LED colors of your mixer to maybe help you identify sounds and parts, to customizing your own drum kits, to customizing the synth sounds within it. They make it very easy to switch things out and make things do what you want to do with this machine. I personally feel the menu and navigation on this machine is absolutely perfect. The workflow is a joy to work with. And when it comes down to laying down notes, recording live, step recording, you have a TR style sequencer. And if you're into that, there's nothing more to really say. The TR way of recording is a classic Roland staple, and they took that concept and really applied it towards the future. So if you enjoy TR style recording right out the gate, you're probably gonna love this machine. It's very easy to record live. It's very easy to step record. It's very easy to edit notes, change your note length, change the velocity. It's all very fast. It's all very intuitive. The biggest limitation of the machine itself, in my opinion, is the 8 tracks. If you stay 100% within this groove box, you can have variant sounds and various samples for every single clip in this machine, so you're not just stuck to 8 sounds or 8 samples. If you stay within the internal sounds, you can switch it up every clip, so the diversity you can get out of this machine is practically endless. But you can only have 8 tracks going at one time. But honestly, for most electronic music, that's fine. You can do a lot with 8 tracks. You can get a whole album done. I really like how they have motion recording and paralock systems in here, so you have the option to use either way. You can go classic kind of motion recording, or you can go the new school paralocking system, which was kind of founded by Electron. A lot of systems either go one way or the other. On this system, you have the option of both. And then you have an 8-part Zen-Core engine. I've spent the last week just using 100% Zen-Core, so I can kind of get a taste of what strong points it's going to bring to the table that I didn't have before, and what parts are kind of weaker than the external gear I already have, and what I'm going to end up replacing with my Korgs, my Waldorf, and my various other gear. In the Zen-Core engine alone, if it's something you like, having an 8-part Zen-Core engine alone on this machine is worth the price tag, especially if you can get it used like me. At that point, it becomes stupid. Again, that's a highly personal thing. Do you like Zen-Core? No synth is loved by everybody, but if you do, I feel this thing is an absolute bargain. When it comes to Zen-Core, I feel it's worth the money and it's very powerful, but it's not so powerful I would sell everything else I have. I've already found kind of weak points in the system that maybe I could really dig and kind of make it a little bit better, but I just know right out the gate I wouldn't even have to work that hard to get much better results out of my Korg, my Waldorf. And most of those sounds for my style of music, I think are going to be in the pads, the high end. Especially in the Op-6, it can get really smooth in the high end. And then even the Waldorf, I think it has a better high end going, better pad variations. Not to say the pads are bad, but they have a very Roland pad feel. And I just think there's some aspects of Korg's pads and Korg's more atmospheric sounds, their pianos and stuff like that, would be missing if I just completely took them out of the picture. I really enjoy the virtual analog side. The 707 does really tight sounds and really tight sequencing. It sounds great, but sounds a little bit more, I don't know, is it compressed? I don't know if that's the right word for it, guys. It sounds different than Korg. It sounds different than Waldorf. It sounds different than other companies. So Zen-Core is great. It's a very powerful system, but again, I would not sell my Korgs and everything else just because I had the 707. I think the 707 is an amazing central starting point to any studio. It's going to give you amazing sounds to build off of, and whatever you feel is weak, you can go out there and try to find a better version of. When it comes to scenes, setting up recording, the whole Groovebox live performance nature of this machine, my gosh, I mean, you can tell they spent a lot of time making it as quick and user-friendly as possible. I mean, really, ultimately, it's a workstation under this hood, guys. You get the full power of a workstation with the limitations of a Groovebox, and to me, that's the perfect combination. I've yet to fully upgrade to the final version, so I'm still one update behind. But even one update behind, I'm blown away at the features under the hood of this machine. If they continue to update this, if they continue to give this more, my gosh, this thing will be an absolute beast. I mean, if they left it alone, I'll be happy. But I really do hope they keep concentrating on this machine because it has potential to keep doing very well in the market. But I think the only way it's going to stay relevant is if they keep updating it. It seems like in this modern market, when people see updates on machines, it can pique some new interest that might not have been there before. Machines like the MC-707 that don't get updates tend to kind of fade back a little bit more in the limelight compared to something that constantly gets updated tends to get a lot better results. Again, either way, I'm stuck on the 707. I love this machine. It's going to be the central part of my studio. I'm almost to the point where I'm going to start hooking it up to everything else. So when you see the 707 again in live jams for me, it should be incorporated in my entire setup. Again, as I stated just a little while ago, if you want a classic Groovebox format with the power of a workstation, with the best of Roland crammed into the box, I would definitely recommend the 707. You can find them pretty good on a used price, at least in America. I snagged mine for just under $800. Of course, if you're not into the TR format, you're not really into Zen-Core, you're not really into all these options, this is a great thing. There's the MPC and there's tons of great other options out there today. We are spoiled with them. As always, I would love to know your opinion. I hope this helped you guys out on my little 1 week adventure on the MC-707. I will definitely do a full-fledged deep dive review at some point in front of the camera when I know every nick and tick and panny of this machine. Trust me on that one. And as always, stay positive, stay creative, support each other, and peace.